All right, welcome back, everybody. It is the Dynasty lunch break. And of course, we are here to talk all things Dynasty fantasy football. If you're here, chances are you have at least one team in the playoffs. So go ahead and give yourself a little round of applause for that. Look, that's a big deal. Making the playoffs is not easy to do. In fact, I would say, especially in Dynasty leagues, redraft's a little different. But in Dynasty leagues, I would say making the playoffs is roughly 70% skill and 30% luck. 70% skill, 30% luck. However, once you get to the playoffs, I think that flips on its head. I think it is now 30% skill and 70% luck because it's just 1 week. It's a 1 week matchup every week. I mean, some people do too, but Robert, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. We have a good time here. We're trying to always give you guys the most entertaining, the most information, all the things that you guys need in order to enjoy your Dynasty fantasy football experience. Austin just says Shakir. Maybe he's talking about Khalil Shakir. Maybe he's talking about Shakira. Maybe his hips don't lie. Austin, do your hips lie? Tell me honestly, do they lie? But today we are going to be redrafting the 2025 class. Redrafting the 2025 class. Talk about where guys should go if they were taken today as opposed to in August or in May or whenever you drafted them. James, the Chase Burrow stack got me by beating the head of the Chase Burrow stack got me in by beating the team ahead of me, and now I get to face them this week. Hey, maybe they'll cool down for you. Maybe they'll chill out a little bit. Warrior King did not make it in Dynasty. Puka, Tua, and AJ Brown's injuries killed me, man. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Yes, sorry, I meant 24 class. Gabby, yes. My bad. Jonathan Brooks 301. We'll see. He might not even go that far. Austin, Shakir, Judy, Garendo, White Irving. Pick me 3 to start in my biggest league. I love you, homie. Keep putting out the best content around. Appreciate you, my guy. So let me pull up my sheet here of who I have for my week 15 rankings. Because I want to make sure that I'm not just talking off the cuff and I have all the matchups and everything in front of me. So I know Cleveland has Kansas City this week. I do not love that matchup. The White Irving one is tricky. The White Irving one is tricky because until we find out exactly what's going on with the injuries, it's really, really tough to know exactly who to start there. Eli, what's up, my guy? So here's the thing. I probably would still go with Garendo tonight. I probably still would go with Garendo tonight. It sounds like his foot injury is okay. It's not, and before the injury, Patrick Taylor was relegated to the backup role. So I feel pretty decent about yeah, I think I'd still keep Neighbors in. So Garendo in for me. Then you get to Khalil Shakir. Khalil Shakir, they have what? Detroit this week? Yeah, they have Detroit this week. Detroit's actually got a pretty solid defense, but it's at Detroit indoors, and that's probably going to be pretty high scoring. So right now, I probably would, in fact, go with Shakir, and I would go with Shakir and who did I just say? Garendo. Judy, I would probably start him if it looks like both White and Irving are going to play, because with the injuries, it's really tricky to figure out who to play. If Irving is out, I would start White. If not, start Judy. All right. Let's see. The Puka Marvin Harrison Jr. debate is over. Yeah, he's been really freaking good. He's been really freaking good. Anthony, start 3 of the 4. AJ Brown, Garrett Wilson, T. Higgins, JSN. I know everyone's been wanting to sit AJ Brown, and I get it. It's a tough matchup against Pittsburgh, but I think we get the squeaky wheel narrative. I think he has a big week this week. He's just too good to sit. T. Higgins, he gets Tennessee this week. Not an amazing matchup, but not a bad matchup by any stretch of the imagination. Garrett Wilson has a pretty good one against Jacksonville. And then he's got Green Bay, but he's been really good lately. So it's a tough call between all of these guys. I would probably be sitting JSN. He's probably the one I would be sitting. If you're like, nope, he's been too good, I can't sit him, then I would probably move over to T. Higgins and sit him. The reason I say that is if there is a team that would know T. Higgins and how to shut him down, it would be his former offensive coordinator. So that would be the one that I would lean toward if you're like, nah, I got to play JSN. Warrior King, recent trade. I'd like your opinion. Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Henry for Love, Lad, 26 first, 26 second. So right now, I do have Jordan Love ranked slightly ahead of Mahomes. So I like that part of it. I would have Lad over Tyreek Hill. So I like that. And then you sold Derrick Henry for 26 first and second, which I like that. So I think especially as a dynasty move, I think that's amazing. But even this year, I think you would be just fine. But as a dynasty move, I think that's amazing. Addison, Waddle, Debo, or Myers was my wide receiver this week. I'm terrified of the Raiders with AOC as quarterback. I can't blame you, but even AOC's not playing. I think it's Desmond Ridder this week, Daniel. So I would even be more terrified. So that probably would rule out Jacoby Myers for me. So then I would go to Addison's been balling lately. Addison's been balling. So I think conventional wisdom would say Addison. But I'm really feeling Jalen Waddle lately. Two of his past 3 games, he's been like crazy high, but he's been over 10 points 3 straight weeks. That offense seems to be in rhythm now. So I would probably go Waddle, but I wouldn't blame you for going Addison. Debo's too risky. Myers too risky. All right. We have a lot of questions here. I'm going to try to get to them real quick, and then we got to get to redrafting the 2024 class. Let's see. In a PPR tight end premium, this is for Jeremy. I keep forgetting to put these up sometimes. Should I go Jonnu and Waddle with Tua as my super flex, or Laporta, Cooper, Harris, or Dottle? I don't see any of those guys that I would necessarily want to start over Jonnu or Waddle in my tight end and flex spot, unless I'm going with Rico. Rico's a pretty interesting one this week. He's got, let's see. Yeah, he's got Carolina. That's a really good matchup. I would probably start Rico over Jalen Waddle, but it's very close. Start 3, Jennings, Neighbors, London, Adams. I'm probably sitting Neighbors there. He has not been nearly the guy that he was early on in the season. Would you consider trading 105, 109, 110 Brian Thomas Jr. for Malik Neighbors and Jamar? Was offered that and did a 1-year retool considering it. I would do that. You're basically giving up like 110 and Brian Thomas Jr. for Malik, which I think is probably about fair. So you're only having to pay 105 and 109 for Jamar Chase. That's a steal, honestly. I think that's a fantastic trade. Yeah, I think that's an amazing deal for you. I would absolutely do that. Jennings Cup smash starts tonight. Yeah, pretty much. I have DJ Moore, Shakir, Higgins, McConkey, thinking of flexing Shakir McConkey if he plays, and more if McConkey doesn't. I would probably, man. I think I would be flexing. I want T. Higgins in there. Oh man. McConkey, I'm with you. I want to play McConkey as well. Shakir's got a pretty intriguing situation there as well. It would probably be Higgins and McConkey for me, and then Shakir if not. Austin, over under 2.5 quarterbacks. I'm probably gonna go with over. I think there only should be 2, but I think there'll be another one that sneaks in. Taylor says plus 30% matchup for Miami. C Spell, pick 2. Cup, Higgins, Tyreek, McLaurin. Tyreek is starting to look like his old self. That offense is moving, so I'm going to stick with Tyreek. And then Cup is just too good, too consistent to pass up. So give me Cooper Kupp and Tyreek Hill in this one. Gavin, sorry. Start Rome or DJ? I mean, it's more or less a coin flip at this point. I'd probably go DJ Moore still. But it's kind of become a coin flip as to, is it going to be him? Is it going to be Keenan Allen? Is it like, who knows? Who knows? Been tanking all year for the 101 and rebuild, and also traded for Jamar Chase. That 40-yard TD Monday night made me go for the 101 to 102. Desperately need running back help. Is Ashton Genty the undisputed 101? Yep, he's the undisputed 101. There's nobody that close, honestly, at this point. Now, should you, and I agree with kind of what Gavin's saying here. That being said, are you willing to give up a crazy amount to jump from 2 to 1? Because that's what you're going to have to pay. Which I have no problem doing, but you got to be a running back away in order for me to want to do that. All right. I think I got all of the questions. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to, let me get it up here. All right. I am going to share my screen, and I'm also going to give you guys the link to join me. All right, so putting it in the chat right now. If you want to help me redraft the 2024 class, I said 25, I meant 24. 2024 class, there's the link for you. All right. Also, I need to pick a spot. I'm going to just pick a middle spot. All right, there we go. And then let me share my screen. Let's do bam, bam. Okay. All right. We are redrafting the 2024 rookie class. Redrafting the 2024 rookie class. So go ahead, hop in. Now, you can see here that they basically got rid of the ADP. So you're going to have to find whatever player you're wanting to go for. So here's Caleb Williams, Michael Penix. It's going to make it tricky. Yeah, let's do Superflex tight end premium. Superflex tight end premium. We have 4 spots left. 4 spots left. You can hop in. Superflex tight end premium redraft. We're redrafting tight end premium. Redrafting the 2024 class. Should probably edit this. It says 2025. Can I not? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Draft settings. Yeah, there we go. 2024 redraft. There we go. All right, 2 teams left. Hop in, guys. 2 teams left. 1 team left. 1 team left. Oh, man. Nobody's going to go for the last team. They're just going to let it be. All right, we'll get started, and somebody can hop in and take this last team as we go. So, Superflex, there we go. Superflex, tight end premium, mock draft. Superflex, tight end premium, mock draft of the 2024 class. So, we are redrafting that class. And here we go. Like I said, you're going to have to search for your guy because there's no ADP on here anymore. Jack, I think all the spots are full, my guy. I'm so sorry. Looks like the spots are full. But you can I want to hear commentating from you guys, though. If you agree with the picks or not. If you agree with the redraft here. Because I think there's really only 2 guys I would consider here at 1-1. I think there's only 2 players. For me, we'll see what happens. But I think the only 2 players I would consider here are Brock Bowers and Jaden Daniels. Those would be the only 2. Okay, so Jaden Daniels goes here. So I feel like this makes this pick pretty easy. I feel like in tight end premium, it's got to be Brock Bowers. I feel like it's got to be Brock Bowers here. Those are the only 2 that I feel like are deserving of the top 2 spots at this point. Everybody else, like, there's other good players, and there's guys that could eventually be more valuable than those 2. Like, I haven't given up. I get it, but Taylor, we're not drafting for need. You got to take best player available in these. You can't draft for need. Got to go best player available. But I agree. Caleb Williams is still not a bad option. He could end up being better than Jaden Daniels. It wouldn't shock me if he ended up being better than Jaden Daniels. I'm not necessarily saying it'll happen, but I could see it. So we got Malik Neighbors here at 3 from Warrior King. So Jaden Daniels, Brock Bowers, then Malik Neighbors. I just picked a random middle spot. There was no intentionality at all with where I picked. So I have no idea who to go with at this point. I'm really curious how it's going to shake out these next few picks. Drake May goes at 1-4, which I think is a great selection. I have no issue with that selection at all by Gavin. So 2 quarterbacks, with it being a tight end premium. Brock Bowers went 1-2. And then Malik Neighbors went 1-3. Drake May 1-4. Man, so I got 2 picks till mine. 2 picks. Man. All right, Caleb Williams. That's kind of who I thought would go next. Then Bo Nix. That's a good pick. Honestly, that was the route I was considering if he did not go there. So I feel like at this point, despite him not being as amazing as I would have expected him to be this year, I feel like this is still Marvin Harrison here for me. Getting Marvin Harrison at 1-7, I feel pretty good about that. Feel pretty good about him there. C-Spell saying May over Nick still. Was it a close call for you at all? Yeah, curious what Gavin says, but for me, it would still clearly be Drake May over Nix. And honestly, this order is pretty darn close to how I would do it. I might go May over Neighbors and then switch those 2 Neighbors at 4, but this is pretty close to how I would draft if I were to draft all of the spots. This is pretty darn close. And we'll go 3 rounds. I know I have like a billion rounds on here. Brian Thomas Jr., another good one. He was a guy I was considering with this pick. Let me see. Can I switch this and just do? I think I can do. All right. There we go. We'll do 4 rounds worth. We'll do 4 rounds. Yep, Lad. Yeah, I think this is very close to how I do it. I would probably take Lad over Brian Thomas personally, but I think this is crazy close to how I do it. So it seems like we have a decent consensus. Like every player has been within 1 spot or 2 spots of where I would take them. So I think overall this is pretty close. Michael Penix. I like that. I was wondering when he would go, especially with how Kirk Cousins is playing. It would shock me if we do not see Michael Penix sooner rather than later. Like if Penix has or if Kirk Cousins has a slow start this week, I would not be surprised if they yanked him and put Penix in. They're still in the playoff hunt. Like they're still in the playoff hunt. And Kirk Cousins is what? 0 touchdowns and 9 picks over his last 4 games. Like it's been bad. It's been really, really bad. Oh, sorry. Just got an emergency phone call. Okay. We'll just have the computer. Well, maybe not actually. I'm gonna set the player here. So let's go with yeah, because we're not doing that. So I'm gonna put Bucky Irving here. I'm gonna put Bucky Irving there. And then Romo Dunze. Okay. Those were the 2 guys I was kind of considering. So I think that works out perfectly. Yeah. So we only have 1 running back going first round, and that was an auto pick one. So we might not have had any running backs go first round, which is kind of what we were talking about preseason. Now, Bucky was not one of the running backs that we were talking about with potential first round pick juice. But so Xavier Worthy goes 2-1. I've been down on him a little bit. But obviously the upside is still there for Xavier Worthy. But I do think that once we get Rashee Rice back, he's going to be in a tough spot. So recapping the first round, Jane Daniels, Brock Bowers, Malik Neighbors, Drake May, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, Marvin Harrison Jr., Brian Thomas Jr., Lad McConkey, Michael Penix, Bucky Irving, Rome Odunze, Xavier Worthy, Tyrone Tracy, and Keon Coleman through to 3. Shh, Thomas, don't say anything. Shh. I'm saving him for 2-7 if people forget. I'm saving him for 2-7. No, Thomas said, where does JJ McCarthy go? And I think that's a great question. I think he honestly should go here pretty soon. I'm hoping that he falls to 2-7, but now that the cat's out of the bag, I fully expect one of you guys to take him. Working. I thought about it. Does he though, Wesley? Does Lad have a much lower ceiling? He's got a significantly better quarterback. He's also the one in his offense. And we've seen slot receivers have a really high ceiling. So I don't know that the ceiling is much lower for Lad than it is for Brian Thomas Jr. All right, time's up. All right, we can't do that. We can't have that. So let's put JJ here. So we're gonna remove player, and we're gonna put JJ. There we go. All right. So Austin, you're back up. He goes Jonathan Brooks. It's a tough pick. I can't blame you. For going that route. But all right, so man. Who to go with here? I will probably. I'm still a believer. And so, where's Trey Benson? Oh, wait, I'm on wide receivers. There it is. Trey Benson. I'm going to take him here. I got to stay on brand, baby. I got to stay on brand. And at this point, really the only other player I was considering was Ricky Pearsall. I think those are the only two guys that I really would feel comfortable taking in this spot. But at this point, it is frustrating with the James Conner contract situation. But he's also a guy that, like, this is the first time ever he's stayed healthy all year. And all it would take is an injury that seems to happen all too often to many of these guys, where all of a sudden Benson's thrust into the starting role. And Corum. See, Corum, he's got Kyron Williams. So Kyron Williams, younger, still more talented at this point. So yeah. C-Spot, I think I'm fully out on Brooks. Yeah, I get it. I can't blame you. I can't blame you for being fully out. I don't know that I would have been able to take him here either. Oh, you guys are killing me with these auto picks. Come on, people, we're better than this. All right. Let's change the player. Pearsall. Okay. Perfect. There we go. All right, Power Fold, you are up, my guy. Ben Sinnott. That's a good pick. I thought about if Trey Benson and Ricky Pearsall had both been gone. I was trying to figure out who would be my next guy, and he was one of the ones that kind of crossed my brain. So I could see that one. Braylon Allen. Oh, then because it's auto. All right, who you guys want here? I'll let the crowd decide. Who do you guys want with this pick? Nick says Troy Franklin would be decent here. All right, Troy Franklin. Anybody opposed to Troy Franklin? All right, Franklin it is. Taylor, I'm with you. I would probably go him over Franklin as well. Adonai Mitchell over Franklin personally, but I can't blame anybody either way on that one. All right. So that wraps up Isaac Guerendo, the recent surge in value. So in round 2, we had Xavier Worthy, Tyrone Tracy, Keon Coleman, Xavier Leggett, JJ McCarthy, Jonathan Brooks, Trey Benson, Ricky Pearsall, Ben Sinnott, Braylon Allen, Troy Franklin, and then Isaac Guerendo. All right. Okay. Wow, we're moving here. There we go, fellas. Moving in the third round. Adonai Mitchell goes 3-1. Blake Corum at 3-2. Theo Johnson at 3-3. We're getting a tight end run here. Theo Johnson at 3-3. Jatavian Sanders at 3-4. And then Eric All at 3-5. Man, there's one player I'm hoping gets back to me here. One player I'm really hoping gets to me. See if he does. So we could probably stop after 3 rounds, really after that. Nice. All right, he got back to me. I am going with Jalen Wright. Jalen Wright. Gavin says, where do we think JJ should have gone? Saying upwards of 2-3. Honestly, I would have taken him 2-1. I probably would have taken him 2-1. And I think there would have even been a very strong conversation as high as 110. Like, I mean, he's a rookie quarterback. He's a rookie quarterback. Nick, see you later, buddy. So I mean, a rookie quarterback from Minnesota. We're seeing how Sam Darnold's playing. I would say his value should be as high, if not higher, than Michael Penix. And I'm a big Penix guy. Can I take Corum? Corum's already gone, right? Yeah, Corum already went. Corum went at 3-2. Here, I can change the player for you, though. Ray Davis. Okay. Ray Davis is a good pick here. I kind of thought he would go sooner. All right, there we go. All right, you get a new clock, Powerfold. Warrior King, my QB room is currently J Love, Tua, Bryce, and JJ. There you go. There you go. I like it. Ray Davis goes at 3-8. We'll do last 4 picks here. I don't think we'll do the 4th round because we're really after that. Who cares? Like Audric Estime. We had an Audric Estime week about a month ago there. You trading JJ or Penix for Bryce? I would rather JJ and Penix personally. I get it. Bryce has been playing better lately, but I'm not sold at this point. So we got 3 picks left so far. 3rd round: Adonai Mitchell, Blake Corum, Theo Johnson, Jatavian Sanders, Eric All, Jalen McMillan, Jalen Wright, Ray Davis, Audric Estime. Or what did Rich? He kept trying to call him like Estamami or something like that. Oh man, good stuff. Dead center, 10 seconds. Gotta make your pick, my guy. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. All right, we gotta give him some. We gotta give somebody for the next 2. All right, before Jensen goes, who do you guys want with these last 2 picks? Vidal, Coker. I'd be fine with either one. Actually, Vele's been really good. Let's do Vele here. Do they not have him? Oh, there he is. What? All right, so Vele goes there. AJ Barner, Isaiah Davis. Oh, so you want Davis here? We can put Davis. All right. And then Matt, you're up with the last pick. All good, dude. All good. And then Jalen Coker with the last pick. So finish out the 3rd round. Adonai Mitchell, Blake Corum, Theo Johnson, Jatavian Sanders, Eric All, Jalen McMillan, Jalen Wright, Ray Davis, Audric Estime, Devon Vele, Isaiah Davis, and Jalen Coker. All right, guys. Awesome. Love it. I think this is a good mock draft. here. Can I pause this? How do I pause it? I don't know. Either way, we're going to stop sharing and we will wrap things up. Let me know, guys. Let me know if you, why did I say let me know? It's not what I wanted to say. If you guys are on TikTok, you guys are on TikTok. I've been going live quite a bit on TikTok. So if you like this, you want a little extra loving, head over to TikTok. I've been going live quite a bit there. Might even sneak in again this afternoon, depending on time. So hope you guys have a great rest of your day.